Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing Exhibit 1, proof that you don't need a Grand Complication or a Nautilus to enjoy the finest of Patek Philippe. This is the Calatrava 5116G-001, 36mm in white gold with hobnail bezel and a white Grand Feu Enamel dial. It's powered by a caliber 215 manual wind, ultra thin, elegant, and universal in its size, a classical men's dress watch. The timepiece is easy to wear on my 16cm circumference wrist. You can see 36mm in diameter and only 8.2mm thick. This one will slide underneath any cuff. I call this a universal sized watch because from lug to lug, 41.5mm means I will not state a lower limit wrist size for wearing this watch. I really believe that any wrist of any dimensions, any adult wrist, can wear this watch and wear it well. 20mm, the spacing between the lugs, surprisingly generous for a watch of this size, giving the watch a nice handsome broad and planted stance on the wrist. Let's jump, take a look at the accessories, and you'll note that the strap perfectly matches the watch. It is ultra thin, unbolstered, large rectangular scale alligator leather with a gloss finish, a monotone stitch. You can see sheer sides that show the layers of construction. Calfskin on the underside. It is a Patek Philippe factory strap in new condition, and you'll appreciate the pull tab spring bars that allow you to quickly and easily remove the strap from the case without tools. There is a lovely polished and faceted white gold Patek Philippe pin buckle, and you'll even note Patek creates a recess in the buckle for the pin. The attention to detail is outstanding. It continues on the case. You can see flanking the hallmarks are printed or embossed onto the most robust structures of the case to avoid undermining its water resistance, so they are pressed against the flanks of the lugs, and that's a vintage style that you rarely see anymore on other Patek watches. The case band itself, and I'm going to try to get everything in focus here, but the case band itself features a satin finished contrast with the polish of the lugs, the polish of the case back, and the polish of the inner bezel. You can appreciate the fact that the outer bezel features the pyramid style hobnail that first featured in the early 1970s on watches that would come to be known as Patek Philippe Calatravas. The lugs are soldered on, or I should say they are welded on, with the joint then hand finished to remove any evidence of the finishing. Hand finished case and then a hand finished dial. This is Grand Feu Enamel with the dial cooked at up to 800 degrees centigrade and fired up to 20 times to get the glossy, lush, almost wet paint effect that you see here. The dial of the watch features extravagant, stylized Roman numerals, including a watchmaker's 4, and then lush, oxidized, blackened white gold leaf hands with a counterweighted needle-style sub-seconds. The dial is a work of art, with enamel being completely immune to tarnishing, oxidation, or corrosion. As long as you don't fracture it, it will retain essentially a brand new aesthetic indefinitely, including over centuries, and it harks back to the era of Patek Philippe pocket watches, as enamel dials were far more common in premium pocket watches in the 19th century than they are in wristwatches in the 20th and 21st century, so craft art on the dial side. The timepiece, featuring a Patek Philippe manufacturer caliber 215 PS Petit Second. I will do my best to show you the details here. And now you can see the movement. Manual wind with a free-sprung Gyromax balance beating away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. Back in the 70s, the caliber 215 became the first Gyromax-equipped 4 Hz or 28.8 beat rate Patek Philippe movement. It is beautifully executed, and as you can see, it is a very traditional architecture with a center wheel rather than a great wheel, so almost like a miniaturized pocket watch. A handsome-looking movement with the Gyromax free-sprung balance, a Patek innovation from the 1950s that remains contemporary to this day. 18 jewel movement, immaculately hand-finished and manually wound. You can see that there is a mirrored anglage, a rounded mirrored chamfer on the edge of every bridge. You can see it starting to light up as I move the watch through the light. And you can also see that the same treatment has been bestowed upon the jewel and screw countersinks. There is immaculately laid Côte de Genève across the bridges, and it's laid down with an abrasive wheel rather than stamped as it would be on a cheaper timepiece. You'll note that there's satin finish across the crown wheel as well as the ratchet wheel, and the screws have all been black polished on their heads with their slots and their circumference chamfered. There is an engine turned perlage on the base plate. All of this gloriously visible for you to appreciate and enjoy under the loupe. This 30-meter water-resistant watch is not an aquatic sports watch, but given the slender construction and the snapback case, it's remarkable that it has any water resistance. An ultra-thin, unisex option with a Grand Feu Enamel dial, a precious metal case, and Patek Philippe's own lush movement. This is the Patek Philippe 5116G. See it and make it yours on the watch box.